A hole for refusing to babysit for my siblings anymore and telling my family they can't use me as free childcare and treat me like shit for being an unwanted pregnancy. I'm 16M, and I have 4 older siblings who are all at least 11 years older than me. My parents were done having kids after 4. My dad even got a vasectomy. But 6 years after that, my mom found out she was pregnant with me. She was already 13 weeks along when they found out, and they never hid the fact that if she'd known earlier, she would have aborted me. That's a pretty heavy thing to grow up knowing, and it hasn't exactly been easy. My siblings resented me from the start. I wasn't just the baby of the family. I was the mistake. They used to call me Mom and Dad's oops, or the accident. Even as I got older, I always felt like an outsider. They'd come home for Christmas, buy gifts for each other, and leave me out. I was never part of their circle, and the age gap wasn't the only reason. My parents didn't make it any better. They made it clear I wasn't part of their plan, and I felt like a burden my whole life. When I was little and asked for bedtime stories or hugs, they'd act like it was this huge inconvenience. "Why can't you read it yourself?" they'd ask. Or they'd tell me to go to my room and leave them alone. I can't count how many times they ate dinner without me or had family time that didn't include me. It only got worse as my siblings started having kids. Suddenly, I was the built-in babysitter. Every vacation, every family gathering, it didn't matter. I wasn't there to enjoy myself. I was there to watch their kids.
They didn't even ask.
They'd just drop the kids off, tell me to babysit, and my parents would back them up. I remember being left alone in a hotel room during family vacations while they all went out together. It was like I didn't exist.
I tried talking to them about how I felt.
I told them I felt like a stranger in my own family. But no one cared. My parents brushed it off, and my siblings didn't take me seriously. Writing a letter crossed my mind, but what's the point? I know they'd just ignore it or toss it in the trash. Recently, I hit my breaking point. I've been spending more time at my girlfriend's house, where her family actually treats me like I matter. If I know my family's planning something where they'll try to use me as the babysitter, I just don't go home. Like last Saturday, they had a family night planned and dumped the kids at my house. I wasn't there. My mom called me, telling me to come home and babysit. That was it for me. I told her, let everyone know they can't use me as free childcare or treat me like crap just because I wasn't planned. I didn't ask to be born, and I'm done being their scapegoat. It didn't go over well. They were furious, but I stood my ground. For the first time, I said no, and I meant it. They're pissed, but honestly, I don't care. I'm done being treated like I don't matter. Am I the whole?